This episode of D-Pad will focus on Trials, and we'll start off with my review of Trials Fusion. After that, I'll take a look at Trials Frontier on non-West. Then I'll compete against my brother in a Trials Fusion Triathlon battle. All this coming up right here on the D-Pad.
Brad Davis present.
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the D-Pad. I'm your host Brad Davis, and you're watching a show that's all about video games. This episode will focus on Trials Fusion. Now, Trials Fusion was highly anticipated even though the game isn't of a AAA budget, due to the previous Trials games being so much fun to play and having great replayability. Now, Trials Fusion is the very first Trials game on these new consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One. But does the game make use of these new consoles well, or is it just a rehash of the last Trials game that was on the Xbox 360? Well, you'll find out in my review that's coming up right now. I've been a pretty big fan of the Trials games these past few years. The previous entries have been very fun to pick up and play, and fortunately, Trials Fusion is no different. The game takes place in the future, which gives the game tracks that are a bit more polished in comparison to the gritty tracks in the previous Trials games. I find the track designs better due to this, but at the same time more challenging. When playing Trials Fusion, the clean futuristic presentation of the tracks makes the tracks seem a bit more easy and straightforward than they actually are. And speaking of the presentation of Trials Fusion, the game is definitely cleaner overall in comparison to the game's predecessors. This is especially true if you're playing the game on the PS4 or Xbox One due to the improved resolution. The lighting in the game is also a huge step up from the previous Trials games, and some of the tracks in the game show the improvement in this area more than others. Trials Fusion is the very first Trials game which impressed me when it came to the visuals. I must say though that the game does have some issues when it comes to screen tearing, and some of the tracks in Trials Fusion have more cases of screen tearing than others. This may sometimes distract you when you are playing the game and are concentrating on getting through the tracks. I will say though that this didn't make the game any less enjoyable for me to play though. Trials Fusion is just as addictive as its predecessors. The physics have been improved, which makes Trials Fusion feel more realistic in comparison to Trials Evolution. This, combined with the game's leaderboard integration, makes the game highly addictive. While I wanted to get through the tracks without messing up, I also want to get through the tracks in the fastest amount of time in my group of friends to end up on the top spot on the leaderboards. The game will give you alerts when friends beat your time too, which will make you want to go back to the tracks you previously finished, and this gives the game unlimited replayability. Trials Fusion has also added a new trick system and new FMX trick events to go along with the system. While the events seemed like a good fit to me at first before I played the game, I must say that I really didn't enjoy the events that much. The satisfaction I got from completing the FMX events just wasn't the same when compared to the satisfaction I got from completing the normal events and tracks. This was a huge reason and why I never went back to playing those events, so unfortunately, the FMX events felt like a waste of time to me. This didn't make me disappointed in the game overall though. There's still many of the normal Trials tracks to go through in Trials Fusion, and as I stated previously, getting through these tracks and beating your friends' times is very enjoyable. So while Trials Fusion definitely isn't perfect, the game is still very enjoyable to play. Going through the tracks and getting rewarded for it with more tracks and new bikes never gets old. Competing against your friends online on the leaderboards also never gets old. While I find the futuristic theme of Trials Fusion a bit cheesy in some areas, especially in the game's music and clashing interface, the futuristic theme of the game is also enjoyable since it's new to the Trials series and helps not make the game feel like a rehash. Fusion is a very solid game that's easy to get into and play, and I'm pretty sure that I will be playing the game for a pretty long time. This episode's Island will take a look at Trials Frontier for iOS. Trials Frontier is the very first Trials game on iOS. The game is unique from the other Trials games due also to the fact that it has a Western theme, which I honestly find to be a bit of a clash. Trials Frontier unfortunately also uses a typical free-to-play system in which you may have to wait a while to play more tracks in the game unless you want to buy more coins that can be used to get into the events quickly. This annoyed me, and I'm pretty sure that it will annoy others too. Even though this is the case, I must say that the gameplay in the events in Trials Frontier is actually pretty enjoyable and controlled better on iOS than I originally thought it would before playing the game. So while I definitely feel that Trials Frontier isn't an ideal Trials game, I still think that some people who like Trials may enjoy it, just as long as they are not annoyed by the game's free-to-play model. I've personally got enjoyment from the game even though I still haven't paid anything to play the game and refuse to do so. Alright, hello everybody, this is my brother Jordan, and we're about to play another Brad vs. Jordan battle in Trials Fusion. What we're going to do is do the Triathlon event, and whoever can get the most points will end up winning the Brad vs. Jordan battle, and they'll get some points added onto their score from the score bag, alright? So, ready to go? Alright, let's do it. Alright, here we go. Alright, that's the score you gotta beat. 41,235. Alright, here we go. Let's see how you do. Alright, well my brother beat me again. He beat me by about 14,000 points there. Won again, so therefore he gets to choose out of score bag right here. Here's a breakdown of the score bag showing how many points he could get from score bag. Alright, let's shake it up. Alright, let's see how many points Jordan gets to add onto his score. Alright, go ahead. Touch my leg. Stop getting fresh. Oh, alright. 1 point. Let's add 1 point onto Jordan's score. Alright, and that ends another episode of the D-Pad. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, Brad Davis, Jordan Davis, we'll see you right here on the D-Pad. Alright, goodbye everybody.